Hello students. So students, today we will continue with the chapter that is chemical reaction and equation. And in the previous class, we have started with this chapter. We have understood the term chemical reaction. When we talk about the chemical reaction, basically what we have seen that chemical reaction, it means when there is a formation of a new substance occur, and this new substance is having the property entirely different from the substances from which it is made up of. So we can say that the chemical reaction is a reaction which involves formation of a new substance with new properties. Now we have connected the chemical reaction with that of the chemical change. How? You see, when we talk about the chemical change also, we always discuss that chemical change involves, yes, absolutely like that of a chemical reaction in which the new substance is formed. So new product is formed in that of the chemical change, and that is why chemical change is included or it comes under the chemical reaction. When we talk about the chemical reaction, we said that basically the chemical reaction involves the rearrangement of the atom. Rearrangement is what does it mean? It means breaking and making of the bond. So first of all, the old bond, it breaks down and then they rearrange themselves and form a new bond and form a new bond with a different atom, and thus formation of a new substance. Okay, so on the basis of that we can say that is rearrangement of the atoms take place. So breaking of the old bond and formation of the new bond occur. That is the rearrangement of the atoms take place in a chemical reaction. And because of the rearrangement only, there is a formation of a new substance with the new properties occur. You see students, whenever we talk about the reaction, we always say is that a chemical reaction involves the two things, and that is reactant and product. Reactant is what? Reactant is something, you see, the substance which take part in a chemical reaction, that is known as reactant. And the substance which is formed as a result of this chemical reaction is called as a product. It means, if suppose we will discuss that a magnesium, when it reacts with the oxygen, then it helps in the formation of a magnesium oxide. So here, these two are what? These two are the things which react together, which take part in a chemical reaction. So that is why both of them is called as the reactant. And when they react together, there is a formation of a new substance, and that is called as a product. Okay, so when the two substances they react together, that is the reaction, and the substances which take part in a reaction, that is a reactant, and formation of a new substance occur due to this reaction is called as a product. Now if we are taking an example of a magnesium and oxygen, let me tell you about this reaction only. You see, what happened here, first of all, in this, we will take a magnesium ribbon, students, and this magnesium ribbon consisting of a layer of oxide. So, first of all, we will remove the layer of the oxide with the help of a sandpaper. So, we will remove the layer of the oxide present on the magnesium ribbon with the help of a sandpaper. Now this magnesium ribbon is burned in the presence of air. When you burn it, it burns with a dazzling flame. Okay? Dazzling white flame. It burned with a dazzling white flame, and there is a formation of a white powder substance that is called as a magnesium oxide. So this basically happened in the reaction between that of a magnesium and oxygen. So when they both of them react together, then there is a formation of a white powder substance that is called magnesium oxide. Now when you look at the properties of the magnesium oxide, you will find that it is entirely different from the oxygen as well as to that of the magnesium. Thus, a new substance is formed with a new properties. Here also rearrangement takes place, student. Here one of the oxygen they break down, they break their old bond and they combine with the magnesium, and thus there is a formation of a magnesium oxide takes place. So this is the first chemical reaction that we are discussing. Now let us see some other chemical reaction, students. So we see that if zinc granules are there, this zinc granules, it reacts with that of a dilute sulfuric acid, and there is a formation of a zinc sulfate and hydrogen gas. So let me tell you how this reaction takes place, student. Basically what happened, first of all we will take the zinc granules. Okay, and we will take a test tube, a boiling test tube or a test tube, and in which we will add this sulfuric acid. Okay, when this sulfuric acid, when zinc granules is added into the sulfuric acid, you will find that a reaction start taking place, and this is a kind of a vigorous reaction that takes place, and there is a formation of effervescence occur, student, and bubbles formation occur. Now this bubbles is actually formed because of the evolution of a hydrogen gas. Okay. Now, how will you come to know that a gas is evolving? So, you just do one thing. We are knowing that it is very easy to detect the presence of a hydrogen, or we are able to detect that. We are able to detect the evolution of a hydrogen gas. How? With the help of a burning splinter. So when we take a burning splinter near to the mouth of the test tube, it will produce a pop sound which indicate the presence of or evolution of the hydrogen gas. Okay, so zinc granules, when it react with the sulfuric acid, then there is a formation of a zinc sulfate and hydrogen gas evolves. Now, you see, students, basically when you find here, when you touch the test tube while this reaction is going on, you will find that the test tube at the bottom is it becomes hot, or it becomes heated. And the reason is that this is a kind of a reaction in which the heat is evolved. So not only the gas but heat is also evolved, heat is also released due to this reaction, and thus this reaction is considered to be an exothermic reaction. Exothermic reaction is a reaction in which heat is evolved. We will discuss about the exothermic reaction in the same chapter, but let me tell you that it is also a kind of a chemical reaction take place. You see, student, here zinc and that of a sulfuric acid is considered to be a reactant. Okay, these two are the substances which take part in a chemical reaction. Okay, and there is a formation of a product occur due to this combination, due to the reaction between the zinc and sulfuric acid, and that is zinc sulfate and hydrogen gas. Okay, so zinc sulfate and hydrogen gas is supposed to be the product formed due to these substances which taking part in a chemical reaction. Okay, so this is another example of a chemical reaction. Now you see here, students, that we have discussed the magnesium oxide or a zinc sulfate reaction, and in both of the cases we can perform this experiment in the laboratory, right? But there are a lot of chemical reactions which take place in the nature itself, which there is no need of doing that in the laboratory because it happens in the nature itself. We can see it. Like, you see, if we talk about the souring of milk. So obviously there is no need of a laboratory when you left behind the milk without heating it. Then what happens? It will become sour, and thus it will get converted into curd. Okay. Then formation of a curd from the milk. Formation of a curd from milk. Next one is digestion of food. Digestion of food in our body. Digestion of food in our body. Next one is rusting of iron. Rusting of iron. Then cooking of food. Fermentation of grapes. Fermentation of grapes. Then burning of fuel. Burning of fuel. Then burning of a candle wax. Etc. So these are some of the reactions that we can see in the nature. There is no need of any kind of a laboratory in these reactions, and you will find that these all comes in a chemical chain. Even before that, in the smaller classes, we have studied about the chemical changes, and we have used all these different kind of example students to understand the chemical chain. Here also the chemical reaction take place. Here also formation of a new substance occur, and that is also a kind of a irreversible changes. Okay, so this is about the chemical changes and chemical reactions that take place. Now, how can we say that okay, here chemical change take place? How will you come to know that a chemical change take place? So we are able to tell about the chemical changes take place with the help of the characteristics. Yes, there are some of the characteristics of a chemical reaction with the help of which we can say that yes, here a chemical reaction take place. So let us see that what are the different characteristics of the chemical changes with the help of the example students. So characteristics of chemical changes or chemical reaction. So we will write here that two or more reactant they combine together to form the product. Okay, and the conversion of the reactant into product in a chemical reaction into product in a chemical reaction is accompanied with the specific features. Okay, is accompanied with some features which can be recognized easily, which can be recognized easily. So because of some of the special features or some of the features are present in a chemical reaction, with the help of which we are able to recognize, we are able to tell that here a chemical change takes place, here a chemical reaction takes place. So what are the important characteristics? Let me tell you all of them. Then we will discuss one by one in a detail. Okay. So the first thing, that is evolution of a gas. So here, if a reaction takes place in which a gas, any gas is evolving after the reaction takes place, when the reactant they react together, if gas is evolved, such kind of a reaction is a chemical reaction. So evolution of a gas is also a specific property or a characteristic of a chemical reaction. Second one is formation of a precipitate. Formation of a precipitate. You see students, whenever we talk about the precipitate, it means a solid substance which remain insoluble into the soluble substance or in the solution itself. Okay, or we can say that in a solution, if the solid substance which is formed, which gets settled down at the water or which can be separated from the solution with the help of a filter paper, that is called as a precipitate. Okay, so which left as it is, which remain in a form of a solid residue in the solution itself, that is called as precipitate. So if such kind of a precipitate formation occur in a chemical reaction, we will call that as a chemical change only or chemical reaction take place. Okay, then the next one is the change in color also. Change in color. So a reaction is if it is in such a way that after reaction, when the reactant they react together, then there is a change in that color or it become colorless. So that kind of a change also indicate of the chemical reaction. So in a chemical reaction, there is a change in color also occurs. Then the next one is the change in temperature. Obviously, right now I told you, I had given one example also to you, that is what happened when the zinc granules is added into the dilute sulfuric acid or in a sulfuric acid. Okay, so when we added the zinc granules into the sulfuric acid, it starts producing the hydrogen gas, and when you touch the test tube, you will find that it becomes hot. So what happened before that, there was no such kind of a change in the temperature, but after the reaction, when you touch the bottom of the test tube, you find it is hot. So this is what? This is a kind of a change in the temperature. Okay, so when there is a change in the temperature, we will say that chemical reaction takes place or the characteristic of a chemical reaction. Finally, student, the last one is the change in the state also. In the previous class, I told you that what happened when the two gases they react together. Like we have seen that hydrogen and oxygen they combine together to form a liquid. Both of them are gases, but when they combine together, there is a formation of a liquid. So what happened here? That the reactant, they react together, they combine together, and that reactant are in the gaseous phase, but when they combine, when they react, there is a formation of a liquid. So it is what? It is the change in the state itself. Okay, so change in the state is also a specific feature of a chemical reaction that takes place. Okay, so these are some of the characteristics, some of the feature. First one is the evolution of gas, then formation of precipitate, then there is a change in the color, then there is a change in the temperature, then there is a change in the state also. If any of the characteristic will be shown, so you understand that here a chemical reaction takes place. Okay. Now let us try to understand all of them, all the characteristics one by one. So we will start with the first one, and that is evolution of a gas. So, first one is evolution of a gas. So you see students, we can take a lot of examples are there, student, in which there is a evolution of the gases take place. Like we have seen right now that what happened when you take zinc granules. So while taking the zinc granules, when they react with the sulfuric acid, zinc granules reacts with the sulfuric acid, release of hydrogen gas occurs. Normally what happened, first of all we will take a sulfuric acid, 2 ml of a sulfuric acid in a conical flask, and then we add a few zinc granules into the sulfuric acid. You will find that there is a reaction starts taking place between them. Okay, and what you will observe that there is a bubbles of a hydrogen gas starts evolving. Okay, bubbles of a hydrogen gas, it starts evolving. And how we will come to know that it is a hydrogen gas? Again students, we will take a burning splinter near to the mouth of flask, near to the mouth of flask. It burns with the pop sound. Okay, it burns with a pop sound. So burning splinter when it comes near to the flask. So here students, you will find that there is a evolution of a gas. So zinc react with the sulfuric acid, and there is a formation of a zinc sulfate, and one gas is evolving here student, and that is hydrogen gas. So obviously this reaction come under the category of the evolution of the gas. So this is what here it is for. It is actually showing the characteristic of a chemical reaction. Any other? Lot of them are there student. Like if suppose a magnesium is there. So magnesium also when react with the acid, it will also releases a gas. Okay. Like we can say that if suppose magnesium is there, and this magnesium, suppose it react with the dilute hydrochloric acid, then there is a formation of a magnesium chloride, MgCl2 plus H2. Okay, so there is a formation of MgCl2, magnesium chloride, and a hydrogen gas is evolving. Any other example? You can take an example of a photosynthesis. Okay, so in case of a photosynthesis, carbon dioxide plus water in the presence of a sunlight. In chlorophyll, there is a formation of a starch, which you can write in a glucose also. Doesn't matter. It is the same only. C6H12O6, and there is a formation of a oxygen. Okay, so oxygen evolved from it. Okay, so photosynthesis also comes in the evolution of a gas. Another example, students, that we can take, so we have seen the hydrogen, evolution of a hydrogen gas, evolution of a oxygen. Now, if you see, there is another one, that if suppose sodium carbonate, when this sodium carbonate is added in a dilute hydrochloric acid, then there is a formation of there is a evolution of a carbon dioxide gas. So we can write it here, NaCl plus H2O plus Cu2. Okay. Okay, so you see here, when the sodium carbonate is added into the dilute hydrochloric acid, then there is a formation of a sodium chloride and water, and the gas which is evolved here is carbon dioxide. Now, how we will come to know that this is a carbon dioxide gas only which is evolving? So, when you pass this carbon dioxide gas into a lime water, then it will turn the lime water milky. So, we can detect the carbon dioxide gas by passing it to lime water it turns lime water milky. Okay, it turns lime water milky. So I hope you all have understood that how evolution of gases take place. Remember that these reactions are very important, that because the question can be asked that how can you prove that evolution of a gas comes into the characteristic of a chemical reaction, or write some examples in which it shows the characteristic of a evolution of a gas in the reaction itself. So you will write all these reactions. Question may be asked that what will happen when sodium carbonate is added into the dilute sulfuric acid? Okay, or which gas evolved through this reaction in which the sodium carbonate is added into the dilute hydrochloric acid. Okay, question can be asked that what happened when the zinc and the sulfuric acid react, or which gas evolves when the zinc react with the dilute sulfuric acid. So question can be asked in many ways, students. You have to understand that what kind of a gas is released, and this shows the characteristic of the chemical reaction. So this is the first characteristic, and that is evolution of gases. It means in a reaction, if gas is evolving, this reaction also comes in a chemical reaction itself. Okay, now moving on, and let us see the next one. And the next one is, students, that is formation of a precipitate. Formation of a precipitate. Before we go further, we should know the meaning of the precipitate. Precipitate means a solid which remain undissolved, okay, or which separates out when the reaction takes place. Okay, so it is a kind of an insoluble substance. That is the formation of a precipitate.